Good evening, guys. Welcome to this week's Rounders Roundup. We're up to number 4 on this season, and it feels like the season only just started. So it says a lot more for our recording schedule than anything actually important. I'm not solo this week. I'm joined by Cal. Cal, how you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. I'm fine enough. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been on together. You and Josh went off and frolicked for the Easter special. Me and Alan had a nice interview with Taff from the Plymouth Outlaws. If you've not caught either of those episodes, catch them now. That's our plug for the year. Plug for the episode. But we're back for this week's Rounders Roundup, and it's quite a fun one. Last week was very negative, but this week there's actually been some stuff that's happened, and I can't wait to get into it. And then we'll talk about our teams at the end, and we'll finish on a sad note. Cal, are you ready?
I'm more than ready. I saw a headline on you see MLB send out the like MLB morning lineup kind of thing. I saw a headline on there that I want to check out while we're talking about these to see if it's worth bringing up. But as for stuff that we have already agreed to do, I'm ready for it. Bring it on.
Where are we going to start? Where are we going to start? We'll start with fashion, shall we? The new City Connect hit for 2026, and there's some good ones, there's some bad ones, and there's an utter awful one, in my professional opinion. So for those that don't know, the City Connects it was another market employed by the MLB to generate themselves and the teams more money. Basically, the whole point is it's a special uniform that teams will tend to wear once per week when they're playing at home, normally on a Friday or a Saturday, and it connects them to the city that they play in. And that's the whole premise behind it. Every team has one, I believe, at this point, apart from the Yankees because they're boring, and the Athletics because they don't have a city, I think is the general consensus on that one. They kind of wrote, the Cubs also currently don't officially have a City Connect, but they have a lovely powder blue, like fourth kit, which is effectively the same. But they just didn't call it that. And kind of every couple of years, the teams will decide they want more money, so come out with a new City Connect jersey. And this year's have hit. So I believe there are 8 teams that have City Connect jerseys. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to be treated to the exact same experience that you are if you're listening to this on audio. And I'm going to try and describe each City Connect jersey. And me and Cal are just going to, give our, brief opinions on each one. And then we have a top 3 and the worst one. And that will be it. And it will probably be the first sort of third of this episode. So we're going to start with the Atlanta Braves City Connect. It's a lovely powder blue with white pants. The highlight for Cal, which was a bit surprising, was the font. Cal, talk to us a little bit more about that.
It's just kind of a nice little white script with a red trim on the powder blue. Is very patriotic, very American, very baseball. But I don't know. I just quite like it. It looks fun. The numbers are in kind of a darker blue, and it's nice. I like it. I like that it's white trousers as well. A lot of the City Connects have gone a bit weird with like when was it the oh shit, who was it? The Rangers, where they had the kind of off-white and black
Yeah.
jerseys, but it was like black trousers, and it just looked like everyone was playing in jeans, and it was kind of weird. So I like that the trousers are white, but the biggest thing for me actually, no buttons. It's a jersey.
I only just noticed that actually. You're right, there are no buttons.
I think that's the coolest bit. It's and I don't know. Yeah, it's just very appealing. It's got like a nice like V-neck situation going on, but like a cool athletic one and not a douchey 2008 one. I dig it.
Yeah, we were talking as well the fact that the A at the start of Atlanta is actually in lowercase as well. I think I hadn't really clocked it before, but Cal was a big fan of it offline, which was just thought I'd bring it here because it's a bit fun. It's a bit different.
Very soft boy.
The only criticism I do have is I don't. The only criticism I do have is I don't see how it connects to the city of Atlanta, whereas the rest of them kind of loosely do. But I'm always a sucker for powder blue uniforms, so it's not the worst one in my opinion.
Yeah.
Moving on to
just quickly, it feels kind of like 2016 hip hop. I don't know if that was any of the thing with kind of the pastel colors and stuff, but there'll be you can read about it. We don't need to talk about it much more. I don't know. I just think it's cool. What's next?
Baltimore have paid tribute to Camden Yards in their new kit. It's kind of like an off-white, green sleeves, white pants. I love the B on the cap. I think that's a cool font. I love the little Oriole on the. They don't have Baltimore on the front. They've just got B more, which I think is a bit weird. But I like the little bird on the I like the little bird on it. I know we're split on this one. I quite like this. It's probably in my top three. And they've kind of got patches either side to remind them of Camden Yards. Yeah, what do you think?
I like it. It looks like the kind of font and like the B on the cap and the letters, the numbers. I think they're from like the seats at Camden Yards. Like they got some old kind of die-cast metal seats. It's cool. I like it. The only bit that I don't love is the green sleeves and the white jersey. I think if it was all white with just the green accents, I think it'd be really, really cool. But yeah, it's all right. I like the little Oriole bird as well. I think that's quite nice.
I think that's a nice touch. Moving on to one which, again, we're kind of split on, but I think we're more leaning on the dislike side. The Cincinnati Reds have gone full Chicago Bulls / Chicago White Sox from the other year. They've actually gone pinstripes, so it's a red pinstripe. The C is kind of in line with their previous City Connects, which I don't hate, but it's red on red, so it's red pants, red jersey. I'm currently looking at a picture of Ellie De La Cruz holding a red bat with a red hat, and it's too much red in one photo for me because they also have a red background. I suppose it makes sense because they are the Cincinnati Reds, but I really like their old ones, the sort of the black and the one with Cincy on the front. It was like black and then red trim. I really, really love that one a bit more. I think they are wearing both this year though. So, but yeah, too red for me.
It feels very Sith, and that's my official analysis.
We'll move on to the Kansas City Royals. It's a white base, white pants, blue hat with a nice crown logo. They've got like a nice font for the R, kind of like 3 lines that connect up. That looks really cool. The color scheme, it's from fuchsia, fades to blue. I quite like it. It's also the bisexual flag, which I think, is whether or not they intended to. I think it's a nice touch, and I quite like the colors. For me, this is definitely going to be top 3. I think it's a really nice font. I really like the color scheme. Cal, anything?
Intentionally inclusive or not, the R looks like it's on the front of a disposable vape, and for that reason, I think is a little bit silly. It looks a little bit AI generated. I don't know if there's some kind of artistic relevance to the city of Kansas City, but just at first glance, this looks like it's in Bossman's shop next to the Zins and the Lost Marys.
See, I quite like this is what's great about this podcast. We can disagree over stupid stuff like this, and it means absolutely fuck all to everyone else.
I do like the gradient rainbow thing, though. I think that is very cool. It's just the actual R and the little crown, the little waves.
Yeah.
No, we can't be doing that. Come on.
I think the waves is for like Kauffman Stadium with the waterfalls there in the background, if I remember rightly. 4 down, 4 to go. This next one, I hate, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Brewers fan. I'm also not just saying that because the photo which advertises it is Christian Yelich, who looks like he's just been lubed up. Like he's he's looking very oily. It's a dark blue, white pants. Don't hate the dark blue color, but it's got Wisco on the front, which is obviously short for Wisconsin. I'm just not big on it. Yeah, that's all I've got to say on this one.
I like it. It's very surfy, which feels completely irrelevant to Milwaukee, but I like surfy shit. It's a pleasing blue. I don't know. It feels like baseball font generic preset 1, but I'm quite a fan of baseball font generic preset 1. It's got the like weird underline thing where it gets real thick at the one end and then goes into the O at the end. I know, I like it. It's surfy. It's nonsense. It's not a great City Connect for Milwaukee, but I do think it's a cool jersey, and I would own one if I had unlimited fuck you money.
Yeah, but then I just compare it to the Brew Crew ones they had last year with the powder blue, and I just think that one was so much better.
Both good.
I think we're going to agree to disagree on that. That's more because I hate the Brewers. Moving on to another NL Central. All the NL Central teams came out with new City Connects. You had the Reds, you have the Brewers, and now you have the Pittsburgh Pirates. I really like the font. It's black with the font is yellow. It's a black base. It's like an actual pirate on the hat as well. The picture I'm looking at is Paul Skeens giving a sassy look to the side, which is quite funny. I wish this was their home kit because I think this is incredible and I love the font on the Pirates. Yeah, I haven't got anything else. There's a pirate style word mark which draws inspiration from the city's three sister bridges across the Allegheny. For those of you that don't know what the Allegheny is, you know that big ass river in the back around the PNC that makes half the reason why you want to go to PNC because it's not for the baseball, it's for the bridge and the river at the back. Well, that's the river. Yeah, Cal, anything?
If I was a Pirates fan, I'd be a little bit annoyed because your City Connect jerseys are meant to be a little bit different, kind of represent where you're from, kind of be a little bit out there. The Giants have the whole warped vinyl thing. You got the Wisco situation going. Be more with the kind of cool, intricate details on the numbers and stuff there. This is just their home jersey for another $135. Slightly different font.
Yeah, it's a nice font.
It's a cool font. I'd be a little bit annoyed if I was a Pirates fan, but I'm not. So I'm not particularly arsed.
We're moving from the NL Central to the NL West. The San Diego Puppies, or Fathers, or Padres, for those of you that can actually say the words correctly. Their first City Connect was probably my favorite. It's between them and the Rockies. You know, you had the white, it was white. You had like the pink and the light green. It was very neon. It was very like, I really, really liked it. This one, I do like still. It's a little bit of a step down for me, but I think that's only because how good the first one was. It's dark blue is the color with orange trim on the sleeves. It's a white font that says San Diego in a similar style font to last time. But the trims, they're paying tribute to the it's Day of the Dead. I can't pronounce the Spanish. It's something de los muertos in my finest Spanish. And that's kind of a nice intricate pattern on the sleeves. I like it. It's a bit of a step down from the previous one. Dia de los Muertos is the
There we go.
an English bloke trying to speak Spanish. I do apologize because I've definitely pronounced that wrong. I like it. I'll put it out there.
It's good. I like that it's kind of spooky and stuff. Yeah, I think it's probably not my favorite, but I think the hat is the best hat. It's the second best hat in baseball. The amount of orange and black being in it may be a deciding factor, but I don't know. I think it's really cool. It looks like a emo band's album cover. It's fucking sick. I like it.
It's a great shout. Which band do you reckon would have that as their?
Oh, well, Pierce the Veil, they're very famously San Diego Padres fans and are quite emo-y. So we'll go Pierce the Veil. They also got all their songs are about death and doing it yourself in a fun way. Anyway,
Goes completely over my head. Last but not least, well, maybe they should be least. It's the everyone's favorite college baseball team, the Texas Rangers. Again, paying tribute to kind of that, being on the border to Mexico. It's red with a white trim on the sleeves and sort of where the buttons are. The hat looks like a Texas Longhorns logo, in my opinion. It's just a white tee on a red cap. And it says Tejas, which is obviously Texas in Spanish. It just looks like a college baseball uniform. Sorry to all Rangers fans, because I know it probably, it's got a deeper meaning than I'm giving it credit for, but I can only judge it on its looks. And compared to the rest of them, this is my work. This is my least favorite.
I hear that. Yeah, looks a little bit like the Tennessee logo there. It's just a T. That could be that's a law school for all I know. It's shite. It's shite.
Yeah. We said we'll do a top three and like the worst one each. For me, the worst one is Texas or Tejas. It kind of reminds me, wasn't there like a misprint of a Texas Rangers shirt or cap last year?
No, it's when they had the team names at the back, and then they had the logo at the front, and that.
Yeah.
So the Rangers had tetas, which is like Spanish for tits or some shit.
It just reminds me of that.
The A's had ass written on their head. It was good. It was real good.
Yeah, I'd say that the Texas one's my worst one, and then my top three in any order, I'll go San Diego Padres. I'll go the Royals, and I'll go the Baltimore Orioles, just because I don't think the Braves. I don't see how that ties through as a City Connect. Cal, what about you?
I think the strawberry mint Royals vape jersey is probably my least favorite. And then my three favorites are probably in this order: San Diego, Milwaukee, and then Atlanta's my favorite.
That's fair. I can respect that. And that's all the fashion we're going to talk about on this podcast. We don't have Alan. We will get Alan on for a long episode on his favorite City Connects and jerseys on a whole, and that will be a really good listen because
Or just jerseys of all time.
Yeah, we can expand it. Why not? Basketball. Yeah. Fuck it. Chuck it in there. Phoenix Suns. Off you go. It's just like the Rockies.
Hockey. Let's do hockey.
That'd be fun. A Brit does baseball. A Brit does baseball. Does ice hockey jerseys with Alan.
With Alan brackets, not British. I like it.
A few caveats in that one. Right, that was our first story. We've got a couple more on the Rounders Roundup before we finish with our team summary. We don't normally highlight players. You know, we highlight when they're not doing too well, or if they get injured, or if they're like Cal Raleigh and they're smashing it out the park. But there are some players that I don't think we've ever spoken about in almost a year of doing this podcast. And I know for a fact we've not spoken about this guy. Jordan Walker for the St. Louis Cardinals. For those that don't know, he's an outfielder. He made his debut as a 21-year-old in 2023. And the whole idea was the man's got power. Can he just put it together at the plate? And for the first 2.5 years of his career, the answer was a resounding no. In 2023, he had a decent debut year. He had 16 home runs, 51 RBIs in 117 games. But then we fast forward 2024 and 2025. He finished that year with 5 home runs in 2024 and 6 home runs in 2025. His WAR, what is it good for? Judging baseball players. Thank you. He finished with a negative 1.7 WAR in 2025. And if you don't know what that means, I don't know. I don't either. But it basically means he was 1.7 games worse than the average MLB player. So he wasn't great. So coming into this year, there was a big talk as to, you know, can he put it all together? And the Cardinals are in a bit of a rebuild. They kind of didn't really have. They were like, oh, you know, we can't really DFA him because we still got him under control. This was like his last chance saloon, I think, for a lot of people. Well, Cal, through 16 games, he has 8 home runs, which is already more than he managed in 111 games last year. He's got 15 RBIs. His batting average is 3.33. His slug is 7.67. His OPS is over 1,000. I know that it's still early in the season, but could this be a turning point for Jordan Walker?
Potentially. Baseball's stupid, eh? Like, you never actually know if anyone's any good or not. It's quite exciting. Yeah, I think it could be. I think that, you know, starting off this strong, that can only do good things for your confidence. And if you're feeling good, you're likely playing good. So, hell yeah, keep it going. Keep hitting it.
Yeah, 1.5 WAR, which is, like I said, he's still got a career of a negative WAR. But I think a lot of the Cardinals fans I hear and speak to, they're very high on Jordan Walker. Like, even if he gets an all-star appearance, that's such a big step forward. And he's still young enough to be part of the rebuild. Like, he's only 24. He made his debut when he was 21. So people think he's been around for years and he's been up and down, which is true. But he's still so young. He can still make it. And Jordan Walker, keep it up, just not against the Cubs. That'd be great. Thank you. We're going to go from a certain player to a certain team. Again, it's a team we don't really talk about much on this podcast, mainly because none of us really like them. for potential trash can lids and assorted cheating scandals. But they're having a bit of a stinker this year so far, and they're currently on a 8-game losing streak. Within that, they've lost 9 of the last 10 games. They lost a series to the Athletics, then got swept by the Rockies, which is really impressive. And then they got swept in a 4-game series by the Mariners, and they are the Houston Astros. Cal, could you be any more? Have you got any sympathy for the Astros?
No. It seems as though they're largely not doing well because they've been bitten quite badly by the injury bug. I don't have a full list of who's out, but Josh was telling me he was watching the Astros Mariners series, and he was like, it felt like every like 4th inning, like someone left the game. So it was fun to watch because he doesn't like them, but he was like, I felt a bit bad after a while. Like they're just absolutely no luck. I'm trying to get their record just here, but Google isn't being super intuitive.
I think they are 6-11. They're last in the AL West.
6-11, which, if I'm mistaken, just about as bad as the Giants. So that's fantastic. Yeah, no, they'll be fine. I don't think anyone was particularly expecting much from the Astros this year. Maybe slightly more than a 9-game losing streak, but it's just one of those unfortunate months. This will probably continue on for another few games, and then they'll win a few games back, and it'll average itself out over time. But it's you've got to be a little bit concerned if you're losing 9 in a row, if you're an Astros fan.
Yeah, especially to who you're losing to as well. I know the Mariners didn't get off to the best of starts, so losing 4 games to them isn't great. Obviously, getting swept by the Rockies is its own thing. A couple of players that have been injured recently. Jeremy Pena has kind of been in and out of the IL to start the year. And then, honestly, it's more the rotation. So Tatsui Imai, he hit the IL after the game against the Mariners. Prior to that, they lost Ronel Blanco. No, he was already lost, sorry. Christian Javier and Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown being their kind of AL Cy Young candidate. He had a shoulder strain, and Christian Javier was just as injured, but he's on the IL. So they've lost 3 of their starting rotation, all in quick succession to the IL. It's a test of depth. I don't know if they'll come through it. I'm not as positive as you are. If you go another month and you win 2 games a week, you're going to be like, 8 or 9 games under 500 after a month? I think that's too much to claw back, especially in a division that has the Mariners. And even the Angels this year are doing a lot better than I thought they would be.
They are, so long as they can stop fighting the Braves.
Oh, it was the equivalent of Tim Anderson versus Jose Ramirez. Yeah, this happened like a week ago at this point. We're recording this on the 14th of April, but we didn't do a Rounders Roundups then, so we're covering it now. Have you seen the video of this brawl?
Yeah, so it's Jorge Soler, is it not?
Yeah, he's at the plate.
Brave.
Yep.
So he's charging a former teammate, I'm quite sure. And yeah, just kind of they just start swinging, and it's real fun.
Yeah, and it's just the Angel. What makes it funnier is like the Angels and the Braves all come out as if to be like, stop fighting. Like all it was doing was to pull them apart. Like at no point did anyone start fighting each other. Everyone's like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you guys doing? So it was Reynaldo Lopez on the mound, and it stemmed from a ball that kind of went up and inside, but like it got thrown, but it got through behind Jorge Soler. And I think for a bit of context, Jorge Soler against Reynaldo Lopez in his career, he's homered like 3 times off of him, including one in that game at the previous at bat. So I think it was 2 previous at bat, Soler homered off of him. The one before he got hit by a pitch, and obviously this one went behind the head. And I think Soler's point was, you've had great control the entire game, apart from when it comes to me. And Reynaldo Lopez was like, do you want to go? And then they started going.
And yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Or C. I don't know what language they were speaking. Or they might have been speaking French. Doesn't matter. Either way, they started going at it. They would be in the super heavyweight division. They're both big boys. Right.
Huge dogs. It's the biggest dude I've ever seen in a Giants uniform is Jorge Soler. What an absolute monster.
Yeah, and good thing he didn't take his bat out with him to the mound. A couple of other points that made this like probably one of the funniest fights I've ever seen, other than the fact that they didn't actually, neither team wanted to get involved in the fight. They were just breaking it up. Reynaldo Lopez hit Jorge Soler with the ball. So he still had the ball in his hand, and he kind of threw a punch with the ball in his hand, and it got whacked off of Soler's head.
Right. Hell yeah.
And probably the highlight, and we're not in the NFL season currently, but there's a draft coming up. Atlanta Braves manager Walt Weiss, linebacker in the A position. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just saw comments online when we posted about it. Walt Weiss, perfect tackle of Jorge Soler to get him to the ground and just completely diffuse the situation. It was, I play rugby, right? It was fantastic.
It's textbook.
Wrap the arms, cheek to cheek, wrap the arms. Nice little drill. No, he didn't drill him into the mat. He just held on and just took him out of the way. But he's a former Brave. It was funny. It was great. It was harmless.
I like it. I like it when baseball gets a little bit feisty for essentially no reason. Like it's good. You had like the was it the playoff series or the series going into the playoffs with the Dodgers and the Padres last year, where like 17 batters were hit by pitch or something chirpy. Like at that point, you fucking fight each other. Just do it. But then you have one potentially error throw behind his head, which is dangerous. Absolutely. You'd be upset. But to go charge him down after that, yeah, fuck it. Why not? Go get him away. Do it. Just quickly on the Angels as well. What I mentioned earlier from the headline from MLB's morning lineup thing. So the Yankees and the Angels played, and Trout and Judge both hit 2 home runs in the same game.
Oh,
and it's like that's a goat off right there.
How many more times do you reckon that will happen in their careers? More on the Trout side.
Oh, what? Just multi home run games, or
they play each other? I think they play each other 6 times a year, right? Because it's AL. They play home and away 6 or 7 times. How many more times in their careers do you reckon they both go yard multiple times in the same game?
I don't know if it will happen.
This could be a spring. This could be an equinox. It happens once in a lifetime. A solar eclipse.
I'm not sure it's happened before. And then Trout's old.
Yeah.
There's not many games left.
No, it's good to see him like healthy and hitting though. Like he's been quite good this year so far, from what I've seen.
He is.
Yeah, it's not with if Mike Trout's hitting, baseball's happening. You're having fun on the field.
Hell yeah, we're back officially.
Do you know who isn't back, Cal?
Who?
It's the San Francisco Giants. We've come to that point now where we both get to either rejoice in our teams or rant about them. And I did a solo one on the Cubs last week, and it's not got much better. Like we lost to the Pirates in a series, and they didn't pitch Paul Skeens. And we just Javier Assad, the arse man, my favorite pitcher, got shelled by the Phillies because they have Kyle fucking Schwarber. So we're sitting 2 games on the 500. But yeah, that's it for the Cubs. I'm going to hand over to Cal just to let him get some therapy out.
Listen, you can't fail to be back if you were never there in the first place. Yeah, it's just not been great. The pitching's been substandard at best. The hitting's been fucking shocking, all bar kind of Willie Adames, arguably Luis Arias and Rafael Devers and Matt Chapman. Like the first almost half of the lineup is great. Casey Schmidt's turned it on. That's fantastic. That's made me the happiest person in the world. He hit like 3 doubles in one game against Baltimore the other day, and then a home run in like the top of the 9th the game after to help us lose only 6-2. I don't know. I'm glad that Harrison Bader has been benched today. This is the 2nd game in a row, I believe, that he's not playing, and Jared Oliver's playing. Harrison Bader is brave. And it is brave because you can't walk around with that much confidence and be that shit. For reference, he was approximately 6 for 57 on the season.
You say approximately like you didn't look that up.
No, because it was 6 for 52 when I last saw it, and then there was another game or two. So I don't remember him hitting, so it's got to have just gone up again. He's not great. He's all right defensively. He's a Gold Glover. He's fine, but like Jung-Hoo Lee's in his third year of this massive contract, like over 100 million. Fine, he got injured. He did really well for the first part of his first year, but then he got injured. He was out for the rest of the year. Then all of last year, we kind of all bar one game at Yankee Stadium where he hit 2 home runs. We're just kind of waiting for him to like be good. And we're like almost halfway through this contract now. And it's like, can you be good now? Elliot Ramos is shit. His bat speed's gone down every year. It doesn't look like it's going to go up anytime soon. Refuses the concept of a stolen base. Patrick Bailey only hits if it's the bottom of the ninth and there's a game to be won. Otherwise, Daniel Susak, who, because Bailey can hit, feels like he chooses not to, but is the best defensive catcher in baseball. Daniel Susak will not get more games, but he is the best hitter on this team, and it's not even close. It's ridiculous. I don't understand. The infield's been good. The infield's been very good. We kind of ironed out shut up. They've ironed out the defensive kind of errors that Matt Chapman and he was throwing to Casey Schmidt, but now we've got Rafi back, and it looks like Bryce Eldridge is very close to getting his call up. And there's a few we have amongst Giants fans, we call them like our quadruple A outfielders, where they're too good for AAA, but they're not quite good enough for the MLB. And that's where like your Drew Gilbert is at the moment. And I think we're a couple of bad games of Jared Oliver away from bringing up Drew Gilbert and sending Jared down, which is fine. He's like 24. He's in his rookie year. You can move him. That's all right. He was playing fantastically out of spring training and just hasn't quite been up to it. But starting in center field against Cincinnati today, I believe their starting pitcher has an ERA of 7. And we've got Robbie Ray. So should be all right, but you just never know.
Do you think it will take like a Drew Gilbert? Because Drew Gilbert's a character, right? He's a I don't want to say psycho, but he's a nut, right?
Yeah,
Do you
he's
think
electric.
do you think that would kickstart the rest of them?
The thing is that Drew Gilbert and Matt Chapman seem to have a very good relationship. Don't look at their Instagram comments on each other's posts. It's a little cat boy. It's a little cringy. Drew Gilbert and Bryce Eldridge seem to get on really well. They've said in kind of interviews in spring training how they felt kind of their closest friend on the team, whatever. They kind of mentioned each other. And you bring both of them up, they're both hitting well, and then you put them in the team, and then, we've seen what the power of friendship can do. Willie Adames and Luis Arias are fantastic. I think Luis Arias has been a massively underrated signing. He's been fantastic. Keeping vibes high, fucking hitting the ball. I put a message in the group chat recently. I was like, everybody even vaguely interested in the game of baseball should be watching every single one of Luis Arias' at-bats. There's a reason that he's won the batting title like 3 years in a row or something ridiculous. He works a count. He knows when to swing. He knows his zone. He's good. He's fucking great. I think that it'll take something. I'm not sure. Tony Vitello's kind of getting them hyped up in the way that we thought he may. But when you've got statistically the worst outfield in baseball by the eye test and by statistics, it doesn't help. So, if we could play baseball 5-a-side, fine. no bother whatsoever. But unfortunately, the outfielders have to hit as well, and that's what's fucking it all up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if we can end on a nice note, because obviously, quite negative about the Giants. I can't really say much more positivity about the Cubs. I can. One player on the Cubs, Michael Conforto.
Hell yeah, forever.
I will take this back. He's been probably our best hitter in clutch situations. Other than Nico Warner, he's been incredible. Like pinch hitting doubles. He didn't look much on his first couple of appearances, but he's really found his own. And I will give another apology as well. Jose Soriano, the Angels pitcher, who I said in a post was going to get slapped around. Let me just give you his stats so far this year. He's played 4 games. He's won 4 games. His ERA is 0.33. He has 31 strikeouts in 27 innings.
Oh my god.
What else? He's given up one home run, 9 hits. He's walked 9 guys. Yeah, he's I'm sorry, Jose.
There's
I'm
time.
really
Still early. You've got decent-ish kind of numbers to make an assessment on someone's hitting a little bit. We're still too early for pitching, and fielding can change at any given moment. We're still too early to be like, this was wrong. He can fuck it up. Have faith.
I'm gonna say sorry for now. I might take that back. Anyway, that's it for the Rounders Roundup. Cal, been an absolute pleasure as always.
Thank you.
If this is the first time you're listening to it and you like the dulcet tones of 2 British guys trying to talk about baseball, then tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your parents, tell your dog, tell your cats, tell your goldfish. Goldfish love Brit Does Baseball.
But I swear to God, if any of you bring us up to your hamsters, there'll be problems.
Yeah, Boo will be round, and Boo loves hamsters. Not in a fun way. Boo's my greyhound. But yeah, give us a follow, subscribe, review, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, message us. One of us will respond. It's normally me. And yeah, just, spread the word. We want to build this out. We're doing really well to start this year. We've got some good ideas for kind of projects coming down the line. And, we just love chatting baseball, despite how sad we are about our teams currently. We'll turn it around. It's a long year.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, anyway, you've been fantastic. This has been the Rounders Roundup, week number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See?
There you go. You're bilingual today.
Mate, it's the Padre within me. Anyway, you've been fantastic. We'll catch you on the next one. Thank you and goodbye.